out time this evening to understand more about Dell's solution for your business. To kickstart this event, I would like to invite Mr. P. Krishna Kumar, Executive Director and General Manager Consumer and Small Business Dell India, to give an overall introduction on Dell's focus on the small business segment.
Thank you. Very good evening. First of all, I would like to thank the Thane Small Scale Industry Association, especially the Secretary Mr. Eknath, for having helped us and given us this forum to be able to interact with you. It's a great honor, and I don't know how many of you know, but I'll just say a small thing. Our founder, Sir Michael Dell, he just bought back the company about a month back, and it's going to get back from a public to being a private by the end of the month. So we have while we are a large company, we have a mindset of a small industry, and we started small. So we like to engage with small companies. Before we get into more details of Dell, I would like to first of all thank Mr. Eknath for having helped us and given us this opportunity in this platform to interact with the members. I'd also like to invite Mr. Dharmu Vanjanani, who is the Executive Council member for the Foreign Trade Committee. So could you just please come? I would like to extend a warm welcome. Thank you. May I also request you, sir, to first address the August gathering? I'll help you with that. Come.
Good evening, everybody. I represent Thana Small Scale Industry Association, which is almost 38 years old, and it was founded by none other than Appa Khambate, who is still our president, and he has been continuing with a strong hold with us. We have almost 4,000 members, and we have been really working for the small scale industry for various activities like government issues and all other any issues. So one of the issues was also how the technology will help small scale industry. So I will start with my own experience, how I started. I used first computer in 1981. That was the slotting machine, IBM slotting machine. It used to have this punching this thing card, and then it used to read. And then it was a small computer which I used to hook on the TV, UHF. Now we have the VHS system here. So we used to hook on the UHF TV. And the recording of that what you program was to be done on the audio cassette, and you replay it. So that was the first computer in 82 I used. Then 8-bit compressor with the 10-inch floppy and 20 megabyte hard disk. So from there, now we use, everybody knows, without this you just cannot function. And nowadays even my father uses, he's 87 years old. So he sees that, he goes on the internet, he sees, browse everything. So this is how the technology is also going to help our small scale industry. So that's why we invited all of our members here to interact and more about the product and more technology development. It will be from the Dell, they will guide us more, and we will enjoy this section. Have a nice session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I had the honor of having met Mr. Khambate today, and sir, could you please come and address the August gathering anywhere comfortable to you? Can I have a hand mic? So I must share this, that first thing to be surprised was when he gave me this card and I said, President Chamber of Small Industry Association. I asked him how many associations, and he just said 120. And then he multiplied the number of members on each association, It's a humongous task. And then he was telling me about how he started this association Thane about 38 years back, and how he started the small association at the national level. It's very, very insightful for, at least for people like me, to learn how individuals can transform and help shape not just the industry, but also help shape the policies of the government and help shape the country. So could you please address the gathering? May I request you?
Well, let me tell you first thing that I am an illiterate person as far as the PC is concerned. Because I do not know, because when I have started my industry, that time this computer was not there. I mean, let me tell you, and to learn at a later stage, at later age, it becomes very difficult. That is one part of it. Second part is that I was so busy with my other activities that I could not give time for that also. The other thing I just want to mention, that on my table I had one laptop. People will think that, I mean, he must be knowing about the everything about the computer and everything, PC. But believe me or not, then I wanted to learn about that about 6 or 7 years back. But it so happened that I had certain problem, and I said, let me go and ask my friends who are sitting inside my office that I want to, sir, this computer is corrupt. I say, if that is corrupt, then I mean, why should I learn such things? So I say, no, better drop the idea of learning that, because I don't believe in corruption. So that is this is the latter part of it, sir.
Yeah.
But I know that the technology, how technology has grown actually. Because I remember, as he has said, my Vanjani friend has said, that in 81, 82, I remember that two of our friends that time, I can still say Mr. Damania and Mr. Joshi, they had purchased one computer that time. And believe me or not, that costed them more than 1.25 lakhs.
Yes.
And that was the thing. And second thing, it should be in the air-conditioned room. It should be that you have to remove the shoes outside and then get into it. All that was there. And now things have changed. I mean, you don't require an air-conditioned room, but I mean, to the extent dirt-free it should be, that is okay. But in the common room also you can use it. So that is the development what has taken place, and further developments are taking place, and which Dell are doing. And we are going to know more about it, sir, from you. That what are the new technology, what are the new things have come up, and we want to know. And I am still a student, and I want to learn. And at least if I cannot do it, well, at least I can understand that, and then I see that I can ask my friends that I want this and that, and I can get done. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. So, friends, I just wanted to share with you, vision that our chairman has. It's all about, we say, technology enabling human potential. So, sir, as you were sharing with me, he was saying that all of you who are working on a small scale industry need to understand 64 laws to run a small industry, right? And I did not know till now that you had to understand 64 laws. So he said, look, anybody can make a mistake, and the government should not be penalizing the small scale industry for having made mistakes, because they do not know, and nobody can be an expert in 64 laws, right? Now, why it stuck with me is because at Dell we believe the same thing, that you know your business the best, and you should be focusing on your business and leaving technology headaches or technology problems to us. Our endeavor, and what we will share, me and my colleagues today, is to help you get a flavor of what technology can do for your business. The whole idea here is that you should use technology to leapfrog your business, to transform your business, and to grow. The second thing that he told me, which again struck a chord, he said is that, look, and it's a deep chord within me personally, and I'll share this story too. He said, today the small scale industry should be free to compete in R&D and everything at a global level. And he mentioned that, look, we have to compete with China. I mean, that's the vision he just shared with me. Now, 6 years back, when we started this journey of looking at small industries in India, and I'm going back to 2007 and 2008, till then Dell was focused either on the large companies in India, and we were focused on the consumers in India. We could not fulfill the challenges that were there at the small scale industries. So we spent a lot of time, effort talking to customers like you and understanding our problems. So we understood the first problem was that there is no predictability of the financial cash flows. right? And therefore you can't predict as to when you're going to purchase what material. Second is human resource problem. You do not have an IT department like any of the large companies. Therefore, the owner himself or herself has to understand how technology can help their business. So when we did the insight, we found that basically small industries were looking at technology in three buckets. 80-85% of everybody saw technology as an expense, as a cost, कि ये पैसा खर्च हो रहा है, right? Not sure कि उससे क्या मिल रहा है. The balance, about 10 to 12% of the small industries were saying, this will help my productivity, at least it will help me keep my records, my accounts, my billing system, my customer database. And there were only about 3% of the customers who said, I can use technology to completely change the way I do the business. This helped us, this insight helped us in terms of, we built a campaign by looking at these customers. The second thing we found in 2007, 2008, if you recollect, just before the financial crisis happened, Indian companies were actually going and buying multinational companies. That's when Mittal went and bought Arcelor. Tata's went and bought Jaguar. We went and bought Chorus steel plant, right? The mood in the country was that it is no longer about being the best in your town. It is no longer the fact of being best in your country. You have to be best in the world to compete. And technology can help you in terms of bridging this gap. And we found a lot of examples. And that year we found there's a lady who was based in Bangalore called Sanjana Ratnam. Her only thing was she was selling all her products to the Western market. She had found customers who wanted wedding gowns in Europe and US. She would just send the designs on the net and manufacture in Bangalore, get orders from there, get payments from there, and ship it out. So that was an example of how they were using technology to transform. We talked to Mr. Raman Roy, who's known as the father of the Indian BPO industry, right? He created the BPO industry. And his point of view was we could use technology to take care of customer problems on the other side of the world at a much more efficient manner. Now, these examples helped us in terms of understanding what the issues that customers are facing, right? And we then started building our what I would call our ecosystem on how we address these markets in India. India is a very strategic market for us from our Dell worldwide. Overall, Dell, we have about close to 125,000 employees. Close to 28,000 of those employees are based in India. And any function that you see in the Dell worldwide has an office in India. We have our R&D centers for our enterprise products, for our hardware and server storage, networking. We have software R&D being done in India. We have our tech support, customer care support for most parts of developed countries happening out of India. We have a services division based out of India. So it's a very strategic market from a Dell point of view, and we have invested in this country. Michael Dell is probably one of the few chairmen of a global 500 company who comes here at least once every year. And that's a commitment he has to the country, that he wants to come here. He comes here, engages with the government on policy issues, engages with various corporates in terms of saying how can Dell contribute to the development of the economy, right? And why are we looking at the small businesses? Because if you look at the numbers, right, worldwide, what we found, if you look at any technology companies, be it any of my competitive brands, everybody finds it easy to focus on consumers, because what you can do is you can spend money on advertisement, you can create a product, create a pull, and get customers and buy the products in your retail stores, right? Or you can go and serve the large companies because they have the buying power. So you go to one person and you can get a 5,000 laptop order or a 10,000 laptop orders, depending on the number of branches and the employee strength that they have. The most difficult part is serving the small business, right? And we found that for us, that is an opportunity. Why is it an opportunity? Is because the way we are structured. We give customers a choice on any which way they want to buy the products from us. We realize that in India there are close to about 8 million SMEs as per the MSME department government records. But IT addressable, people who can buy IT products are only about 4 to 4.5 million. But in reality, people who actually buy every year, and our definition is people who buy at least one laptop, is only about 1 million, right? We believe that by adopting technology, we can improve productivity and therefore bring in more efficiency and free up time for the small businesses to focus on the things that they are good at, which is them meeting their customer requirement, right? So that's a focus that we have brought into the country. Going back to 2008, that's how we saw that if we have to serve the small businesses, we had to have a system where we had a factory in India. Till then our factory was in Malaysia. We were getting products from Malaysia. So then we invested in a factory in Chennai so that we are able to cut short the lead times to deliver to customers. Till then, till 2008, we were selling to customers directly. Customers would pay us in advance and we would sell to them. We realized that from a small business point of view, they needed help in terms of setting up the IT infrastructure. As I said, we realized that there's no IT department. So we realized we have to work with partners, because partners can give us two advantages. One, they know Dell and they're able to interact with Dell and find the right products from us. They understand the customers need, customers' payment plans, customers' IT requirement, customers' business, and they can help manage the customer need to the budgets that the customers got. So we built an entire partner network, and today we have close to about 2,000 partners across the country who are focused on selling to small businesses, right? So the second step we did is put a separate channel to do that. And then we also put our internal sales team, which we said there are two types of sales team. Customers can call us directly, and if they want to buy directly from Dell, we can sell directly to them. And customers who want to buy from our partners, they can buy from our partners. So we put a dedicated sales team to help the small business in terms of managing their IT requirement. From a entire Bombay Thane belt point of view, the potential that we see is huge. And if you have 4,000 members here, I'm sure the way the IT adoption is, there's a huge opportunity for each one of the members out here to adopt technology to improve your customer experience. And we can help you take care of your business challenges and help you meet those business challenges. We talked about this primarily in terms of the challenges that you have in terms of time, money. The critical one I would like to talk to you is in terms of support. One of the research findings we found was people want to buy the products, but they also don't want a headache of after sales. I'm happy to tell you that we have won numerous awards just for customer support on hardware, right? So any complaint that you have, we have different levels of hardware support, which is 24/7, which is next business day. Depending on what your need is, we have structured the service support so that you can buy service as per that. And if you want support for your softwares, only for software that is loaded by us, we can give you the support. So it's very customized support that we offer our customers. One important thing which you should keep in mind is that we do not believe in what I call proprietary stuff. Now, most companies would like to work with you when you're small. As your business grows, I would like to ensure that you're locked with me. So as you grow, my business will automatically grow. Simple, right? But we do not believe in that. We believe that you should have a right to change at any point in time. If you're not happy with Dell, you should be able to go to anyone else. So most of our platforms are open standard platforms, which means that every year we have to work hard to get your business. Because if you're not happy with us, you can buy our competitor products, your solution will still work, right? So that philosophy is again coming us from a small business mindset, that if you are not keeping that open platform in mind, we are not hungry for your business and we are not being alert to the customer requirement. So that's a key differentiator that you will find from Dell in most of our product categories, right? So that's something which I thought I should share this with you. Like I said, the three good things that we do from our side is that from what we call end user computing is in terms of creating the products. Earlier, you would find that like sir mentioned, you needed to have an AC room to have a machine or a server or whatever it is. My colleagues today will share with you how that entire technology is changing. It is not about laptops or desktops in an AC environment. Today, you don't even need a server to have an AC environment. That's something new which my colleague Sunil will share that with you, right? Which is a unique solution that you don't have a data center requirement like most of the brands would have. So we understand the customer requirement, and we also realize that it is changing. What I learned when I left college 20 years back is different from a student who's leaving today, who's leaving college and joining work. They want to be able to access their social media anywhere. They want to be accessing their Facebook. They want to be able to access their work through their phones or tablets or notebooks. With that, problems come in terms of your company security, your data security. So how can a technology company help you with that without increasing cost? That is what comes under what we call end user computing, the last mile on how to manage those devices. And whether this should be lying at your premise, should be lying cloud, would you pay as a service, should it come as CapEx or OpEx, that entire space is called the management part on services, security and cloud. And the last bit is in terms of how we deliver these solutions to you in a most cost effective manner, which helps you in terms of invest as your business needs. So as you grow, you can keep investing as a modular format so that you're not locked into anything. And these modules are again open standard, so you can work with any other brand if you're not happy with Dell, right? So that's the difference that you will find from Dell. As a result of what we have done last 3 to 4 years, as I mentioned, we started this journey in 2008, about 5 years now. We find that we are among the fastest growing, most preferred vendor in terms of PCs and notebooks in the small business space. And it happened over the first 2 years itself that we were able to keep customers satisfied. We get a lot of referrals from customers, as a result of which we are able to get more customers to buy our products. And most of our customers, like I mentioned, have been happy with us. They have given us testimonials. I was in Gujarat about a month back talking to small businesses. They were telling me another example of how they have used technology to transform. In pharmacy, it's all about molecule identification, right? And how fast you can find a molecule helps you in terms of getting more money out of identifying that molecule. And earlier, the processes which was there were taking 2 years. Today, by using technology, right hardware, whether it's a Dell workstation or working with the right software combination, they're able to crush the research time from a 2-year framework to a 6-month time frame, right? So companies have used technology to transform and leapfrog the business and be able to generate profits upfront for them. And that's what we are good at, helping you in terms of freeing your time, so you're focusing on what you're good at, which is your business and your customers. So today, as a part of the agenda, my colleague Poojan would walk you through what we call the end user computing, and then I'll have my colleague Sunil, who would walk you through our enterprise portfolio. I'm here through the evening. My colleagues from the sales team, I will come back in the end and introduce them to you. They are available here, and we can be available for any discussion that you would like. So with that, I would like to invite my colleague Poojan for the next session. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Poojan Chadda. Been with Dell for 2 years. I'm the brand manager for Vostro for CSB, which we internally term as Consumer and Small Business. First of all, thank you very much for taking out time from your busy schedule today and be a part of this event. Like all the esteemed speakers have just stated, it is actually no longer about hardware that you buy. It is all about experience. Practically today, there is no business in the country that can grow without having IT as a support to them. Gone are the days when no emails are required, no websites are required, no internet connections and all those things are required. But today, PC, let it be a laptop or a desktop, is a mandatory thing that a business needs to grow the overall business portfolio. So that is how the technology has actually evolved. I very clearly remember, in fact, in my family, back in North, my father bought a PC few years back. It was back in 80s and in 90s, and at that time he didn't know how to use a PC. So especially hired an accountant who only used to come and do the accounting thing in Tally at that point of time. And still he was not that confident whether a particular PC is giving me the right number or so. So for the initial months, you still used to do his manual books and then also tell you whether the computer is giving me the right number or not. So that is how the technology has actually evolved in past few decades, if I can say so. So for the next 10-15 minutes, I would like to take you through the entire client portfolio. When I say client, it basically includes our laptops, desktops and workstations. So I would like to take you through the portfolio that we offer in India and then some features about that portfolio. This is the overall portfolio that we offer in India. So on the blue side, if you see, it starts with Inspiron in the below side. Inspiron is a consumer brand that we have in India. So this is a brand, or this is a laptop that is being used by college going students, for home users. So this is a particular laptop that helps you in terms of high color gamut, brightness, and which is good for song listening. So it's basically a personal computer if somebody wants to use it. Then going up, if you see, we have XPS. XPS is a premium brand which is thin, light, which is for the elite group that we have. We have a XPS convertible here where you have a PC, you can flip-flop the screen, and that can be even used as a tablet. That's there in the demo zone as well. Then you have Alienware. It again comes in both laptops and desktops. Alienware is basically the gaming brand that we have in India. When I say gaming brand, it is not only for the people who play games, it is also for the people who make games. So these are the machines which are available only with the high-end graphics and high-end components inside, which helps the machine to take that sort of a load. So this is all about the consumer side of brands that we have. So if you look on the other side, you have Vostro laptops and desktops. So Vostro is a brand which is specifically designed for small businesses across the globe. Again, this is not the brand which is offered globally. This brand is only offered in 10 to 15 emerging countries at a global level. So this is not readily available anywhere across the globe. Then you have Latitude and Optiplex. This again is a brand which is used by MNCs, which are used by companies having employee size more than 4,000, 5,000. We'll touch base on that as well. And then obviously you have Dell Precision, which is again the workstation. So this is about the Vostro brand that I was just mentioning. Pleased to share from past 2 years consecutively, Vostro as a brand has been awarded the best brand for SMBs in India by multiple industry organizations and industry associations. Apart from that, even if you pick up the market shares number just for reference standpoint, Vostro as a brand in notebooks have almost 35% of the market share in terms of the SB customers in India. So the product starts from the entry level, then goes up to mainstream, which entry level is 2420, 2520. The only difference is a 14-inch and a 15-inch screen size. Then you have 3460, 3560, again 14, 15 difference. Then you have 3360, which is a 13-inch notebook. Again, the way this has been structured is, for the basic entry level, you can use a 2420, 2520. The features in 3460, 3560 are much better, much premium vis-a-vis the normal one, and then obviously you have that 13-inch. So there are some features that I would actually like to talk about. For example, these laptops come with anti-glare screen as a by default, which means when you buy a normal consumer laptop, you don't have an anti-glare screen. It's actually a bright view screen which helps the colors to come out and customers can have a good look. Whereas if you see Vostro, this comes with an anti-glare screen because somebody has to physically sit and work on a laptop for 6 to 7 hours a day. It should not impact the eyes of a particular person using the laptop. So that helps there. Then there are something called security, we believe is very, very essential in terms of the data security that is required. Like sir just mentioned, we don't believe in corruption. So similarly, all the Vostros that come with hard bundled McAfee as an antivirus. Whenever a virus comes, you just run that antivirus software, automatically the virus goes out, so corruption goes out of the system. So, so these are some of the few features. For example, then 2420, 2520 coming with USB 2 ports, the 3 series coming with USB 3 ports. 3 series in fact also comes with fingerprint reader, which basically means instead of you typing a password on your laptop, you can even put a finger, just push it through, the laptop gets on. So it is a personally customized feature that is there. Somebody can steal your password, but nobody can steal your finger. So you can use it to do it. Apart from that, if you see in 3 series, you have a very, very important feature, which is a free fall hard disk sensor, which basically means, for example, if a laptop falls off, nothing happens to the hard disk. So your data still remains secured. So these are some of the features that we have in all the 3 models. All the 3 models are available at the demo zone. Post session, I would request you to have a look. In case of any queries, we can talk there, we can take it forward from there. Can we have the video for Vostro notebooks, please? Again, some features of Vostro series again comes in 3 different colors, which is red, bronze and silver. So now moving on to Vostro desktops. So Vostro desktop available in both micro tower and a small form factor. The reason it comes with 2 different sizes is basically because not everybody has a big office or not everybody has a standard office. So basis whatever the requirement is and whatever the space available within the particular office space, you can choose the kind of model that you want. Apart from that, the other very interesting feature that this particular desktop has, which is not there available in the industry, is you can actually connect 2 monitors to a particular machine. Example, if you are analyzing some data and you want to have 2 different views together just for you to take a right business call, on the same machine you can have 2 different monitors, 2 different data set points on the monitors for you to take the required call. So that again is one of the very important and very unique feature that this particular machine has. Again, machine comes with USB 3, like I just mentioned earlier in the Vostro series also. On the notebooks it comes with USB 3 on the 3 series, which is the mainstream series. You have an integrated Wi-Fi card. So this is again one of the unique product which is fit in specifically for the SB's brand, SB companies across the country. Again, comes with USB 2, USB 3 both. You have a VGA connector, you have a VGA port, you have a HDMI port. Okay, so now we'll just talk about latitude, optiplex and precision. So these are the brands which primarily cater to companies having employee size more than 500. And so the reason why I say more than 500 above is because these are the brands which are used by, for example, companies like Citibank, example, companies like TCS, companies like Infosys, companies like Reliance, companies like Tata's. But it's still a laptop. So what is different from what this particular laptop offers and the laptop that we just saw, which is Vostro? So it's all about features that are required because the business requirements are completely different. Coming to Dell Latitude example, this again comes with 2 different chipsets, and this has a very interesting feature called a vPro feature. What is a vPro feature? For example, somebody for example, somebody sitting in US in the head office wants to control all the machines based out of India. You have an office in India, multiple locations, you have a 2000 employee size in India. Somebody wants to control all the 2000 machines. For example, if somebody due to whatever reason wants to shut off all the 2000 machines, they can do it sitting there in US. If there is a particular issue or if there is a particular virus or something on a particular machine which is not getting resolved on the network, so somebody again sitting in US can remove that particular machine from the network, work on it, configure it again, remove whatever the problem is, and he can again bring it back on the network. So these are various features which makes these two a different brand and automatically a different product altogether. For example, the Vostro which we just talked about comes with a 6-cell battery. This comes with a 6-cell and a 9-cell battery both. Then Vostro, for example, comes with 500 GB 1 TB hard drives. This comes with the SSD hard drives, which means you get an additional storage space in case you need it. This again comes with the feature of a data encryption software inbuilt. There is no need for you to buy a different encryption software. So automatically that can be there. So these are some of the unique key features between Vostro laptops and Latitude laptops. Again, going back to the Optiplex now, this I would like to relate to the Vostro desktops we just spoke about. This again, all these Optiplex laptops again with like Vostro, it comes with 3 years warranty. This again comes with 3 years warranty. Then this is a particular machine which is a toolless chassis, which means you do not need a screwdriver to open the machine, open the processor CPU and then do your stuff. If you all remember, most of us have actually worked and seen the laptops and desktops. So in case somebody comes and has to perform an activity on a desktop, he needs to literally pick up a screw, open all the screws from the back side and then take out the cover cabinet and then perform whatever action it should be performed. So these are toolless chassis. You just push back the cabinet itself and it comes out and the required action can be performed. So these are some of the unique features that we have from the Vostro desktops. Can we have the video for Optiplex, please?
All-in-one Optiplex 3011 is a cost-effective and versatile touch-optional desktop PC with business-class reliability, stability, and management. By design, the 3011 All-in-One conserves desk space, while VESA mounting options and optional wireless accessories allow work from virtually any position. A third-generation Intel Core i3 or i5 processor option boosts performance, while Windows 7 Professional or Windows 8 Pro eases productivity. A 20-inch multi-touch screen optimizes the Windows 8 experience, in addition to 8 GB of memory and AMD discrete graphics. The interactive qualities of the Optiplex 3011 All-in-One are highlighted in collaborative features such as wireless LAN, gigabit Ethernet, high-speed USB 3.0, and an HD camera. Dell Systems Management tools assist faster deployment, easy monitoring, and automated updates. Dell Data Protection Solutions offer best-in-class security, while Dell Cloud Desktop and Dell Cloud Client Computing streamline management and security in virtual desktop environments.
On this, my sincere apologies, we are not able to display the Optiplex AIO and the Vostro desktop here because when we were opening up the packets in the evening, we realized the unit got cracked in between, it got broke off in transit, so we couldn't display it here today. Apart from that, all other products are there out in the demo zone. So this is a mini server or something what we call a Dell Precision workstation, which is between the client and the server, the enterprise piece. So this particular helps us in terms of people who do a lot of number crunching. For example, our Bombay Stock Exchange, where a lot of numbers go up and down on a second basis. So these are when such sort of operations or such sort of unique requirements are there in terms of the number crunching, so then these sort of products are being used there. Again, certified by almost 30 ISVs across more than 100 odd applications are already certified in this, which can be used on this, like Slumburger, Adobe, Cotcat, all these applications can be used and certified on this. Again, pleased to share from 2 quarters this has been the number 1 in terms of market share for the SBs all across the country. So this again is there at the demo zone, so we would request you to have a look. I'm sure lot of us have heard about touch being so familiar today. Everything what you see actually comes with touch these days. Gone are the days when we actually used to use a keypad or something and then we used to type it. So similarly, you have a Latitude 10 tablet, which is a commercial tablet which is there. Again, out there in the demo zone for you to have a look. The Optiplex AIO, the one video that we saw, this actually got broke, so we can't have it here today. Then you have the Dell touch monitors, which is again there out in the demo zone. So it's a huge range of touch which is there available in the portfolio. Basis your requirement, a particular product can be chosen and then subsequently being used. Can we have the video for Latitude 10, please?
Meet the tablet that's built for business, the Latitude 10 from Dell. The Latitude 10 easily and securely snaps you into your business environment. Manage the tablet the same as other PCs in your network and protect your data with business-class security, including optional Dell data protection encryption and optional fingerprint and smart card readers for dual authentication. Designed for the ultimate Windows 8 experience with a 10.1-inch HD multi-touch display, the Latitude 10 supports legacy applications so mobile professionals pick up where they left off with their favorite software. And an optional productivity dock enables seamless connectivity to a monitor, keyboard, and mouse while in the office. Powered by the Intel dual-core Atom processor, the Latitude 10 is designed for go-anywhere productivity. Today's mobile professionals stay up and running with a convenient swappable battery and micro USB charging port. Excellent wireless connectivity options include Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and optional mobile broadband for on-the-go collaboration. And stay face-to-face with an integrated mic and front and rear-facing cameras. All of this in a light, thin, and business rugged design featuring a durable magnesium alloy frame and Corning Gorilla Glass. Business class control, go anywhere productivity, inspired design. The Latitude 10 tablet from Dell.
Again, just a thought, like what we just discussed in terms of how the technology has actually evolved. If you would have noticed in this particular video, you have a doctor who is actually going through all the medical reports of the patient on tablet itself. But whereas what we also see commonly all across is doctors coming into the room and picking up the file and then see, because nurse when it comes, you see the temperature, you see BP and all those levels, and then she manually puts it there. So it's actually a substitute to a lot of things which makes life easy for each and every one across. So this I would like to take you through the service capabilities that we have. Moving from the left side, we talk about the support services. When we talk about support services, these are primarily related to the hardware that we that is there. First, for example, if you see the hardware warranty, again all your brands come with 1 year and come with 3 years warranty. It's a next business day warranty. What basically next business day warranty means is you're working in your office at 10 o'clock in the night, something happens to the notebook or something happens to your desktop. There is no need for you to wait till tomorrow morning 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock to take that unit to a particular store outside or to the service center of the particular company and get it repaired there. You can call up the call center number, you can call up the tech support number. So somebody sitting across on the phone on the other side will help you in terms of diagnose what the problem is and will give you resolution there itself. In case he is not able to give you the resolution, so you have an engineer coming down to your place next day morning to solve that problem. The reason this is being introduced is because we understand it takes a lot of time and money for you to physically carry a product and go to a service center and get it repaired. Either you will go yourselves or you will have any of your employees go down and do that particular exercise, but still it's time and money. So you have a particular person who's coming down to your place, doing the entire exercise and then getting the machine up and running. Then pro support. this again is a unique feature in terms, this not only gives you support for the softwares that you bought, were preloaded when you bought a machine from Dell. This also at times gives you support on the third party softwares. We are not saying that we can go and correct that software whatever the problem is, but we can help you in terms of coming to the right conclusion and then guiding you how to do it. So that's a pro support, which is a 24/7, which also helps you in terms of not only the hardware that you had bought, a machine, also all the softwares that are there. Then you have accidental damage. This again by default comes in all the notebooks, walkthrough notebooks that you have. You by mistake you dropped the machine on the floor, the screen got cracked. What to do? Either you pay $20,000 or $10,000, whatever that takes monies, and get the screen repaired, or somebody comes and repairs it for you without any charge because you had bought this insurance or accidental damage package. So it is something like that. Whatever happens to your machine, it is secured for 1 year. In case of any physical damage to the machine, it is repaired there itself. So there is no need for you to, till the time it is manually or intentionally not done, so there is no need for you to spend more money there. So this was basically about the hardware side. Then it's about infrastructure. We hear about lot of data centers, lot of enterprise, lot of servers and storage which is coming up. So these are some of the services that Dell also does provide. In fact, my colleague Sunil will take you through most of the products that are there. Then consulting again primarily, in fact consulting business processes and application primarily relate to the big organizations that are there when they want to move from an X platform to a Y platform, where a separate division or a separate team is sitting there which helps them to move their data and move their entire process from one piece to another so that it doesn't impact the business overall. Again, what we just spoke about, hardware support in terms of pro support and in terms of the next business day that we spoke, protection services like your accidental damage, software support, pro support that we just spoke about, advisory services where the consulting piece comes into picture, where we help in terms of transferring the overall setup from one platform to another. This again primarily relates to the large organizations. For example, if they want to do asset tagging, or they want, for example, they have a particular software to be installed. They buy 100 or they buy 200 laptops from us, and those laptops are distributed all across the country, example. What would that organization do? They will send a CD or they will send a dump to all the different offices, and somebody will physically have to put that laptop, open up that laptop, put that software inside that particular machine. So this is something, a service, a customized service. For example, you can give that when the machine is being built in the Chennai factory, you can give us that dump. We verify that dump, we install it on our notebook, and all the 200 notebooks that go out of the factory automatically have that particular software installed. So there is no need for you to separately install it or have a particular person or a process in place to install that particular software. So it's a just plug and play. App on karo, the software is already there inside, you can immediately start using it. So these are some of the customized services that are available. In this slide, I would quickly like to talk about when we buy a laptop or when we buy a notebook example or a desktop, it's not only a laptop or a desktop that comes to us. You have a keyboard, you have a mouse, you have a backpack, you have a filter screens, you have a lot of other accessories that are attached to it. So within the organization, we have a different team called S&P, which we name it as Software and Peripherals team. They are responsible for all the different accessories which can go along with the laptops and desktop. For example, you have your battery adapters. If you want it separately, you have your carry case or a backpack. You have printers, which we just recently launched in India. You have your monitors. Again, monitors, if you see, globally Dell is number 1 in monitors. If you see India, we are number 2 in monitors across the country. So again, for example, you have docking stations. So these are various accessories which are again very product related accessories. These are some of them might be universal, which can be used with any of the laptops or notebooks. Some are very customized to a particular brand. It might be only for Vostro, it might be only for Latitude example. With this, I would like to invite Sunil Mishra, my colleague, who will take you through the enterprise piece. Thank you so much.
Good evening, team. So I handle enterprise solutions business. I represent enterprise solutions team currently. So Dell has invested lot of money and lot of money in acquiring technologies and getting into enterprise solutions. And in the last 2 years, we have acquired something like 22, approximately 22 companies, and integrate those into our enterprise solution story. When I'm talking about enterprise solution story, it comes from virtualization to how to manage the system to a data center, and it's all we have taken care of all the respective type of customers. It can be a large enterprise customer, can be a small customer. We have listened to our customer and then design the products. So currently in this particular presentation, I will basically focus on a product line which we have launched, one of the most innovative products currently in the market, which represents basically the SME or remote branch office operations for any customer data center. So what is today's organization facing when we talk about a small and medium business? What are they facing? The challenge. They will go to a vendor when they have to run an enterprise application to run their business. They will buy a server from one vendor, they will buy networking from one vendor, then they will buy a storage to store their critical data, they will look for redundancy, they will look for all the options. And this will become, they will buy multiple vendors solution. They are facing difficulty, how will they manage it? They need different skill set, how much we invest on in managing that. That's not core for anybody's business currently. It's not, IT is not their business. Their business do something else. Then they will spend money on acquiring people to manage those complex technologies, server separately, networking separately, then you will have storage separately, then you will have to build a data center with probably with AC, air conditioning to handle those kind of environment. You have to build data center environment. You have to put air condition to maintain that particular infrastructure. In today's SME, most of the office will look like this. When we talk about a data center, they will have servers, wires going around, they will have switch, no idea if anything happens how to manage that particular thing. It will have servers running in, something goes bad, somewhere, it becomes lot of issues for any of the customer to maintain it. So this is one thing I am showing. Complexity you can see, I am sure most of you have been facing this thing in your current environment in the office. When you go to office, you have multiple servers lying here and there running multiple applications. Now how to manage this? You have to manage your switch separately, your computing infrastructure separately, then you will have a storage you have to manage separately. Anything goes wrong with the storage, you lose your data. That's a data is kind of blood for any organization to run, and you cannot lose it, and that's one of the mission critical things that is there. So these are the questions with what should I do? I have to acquire computing, I have to run my business, I have to acquire IT, I have to put applications on that, I have to run my IT, so I need networking, switch, server, storage, air condition, everything is required. Now you invest so much and still there is so much of issues in terms of managing it, managing the complexity of that particular environment. Currently, that's what I told. You have everything. You have server, best in class from any vendor. Those are like listed number 1, number 2 vendor. Even Dell is one of them. You have storage. Again, you have multiple vendors, and best in class. You will have lot of customers who are. But what they are basically focusing on, they are basically focusing on the data center or the enterprise class customers. Dell has a very good presence there. We are kind of number 1, number 2 market share when we talk about a server globally and in India as well. We are one of the top vendors when it comes to a storage. We have acquired a company called Force10, which is into data center networking, and integrate that into our solution portfolio in switching. And when we talk about networking, we have end-to-end networking portfolio. So Dell is also one of them. But those products basically, those products are meant for data centers. When we talk about data centers, yes, when some company who has like thousands of customers and who is running SAP, ERP, different application, Oracle, and then they have to manage those things. They will buy blades, storage, networking from Dell or from HP or from any of the competition. But it's their business. They are big. They have to invest so much in their particular business. They have to maintain their data center, and they will invest in that particular thing. Now, when we talk about SMB or mid segment customer, their business is not that, and they don't want to spend much on managing their servers, networking, storage. They don't have expertise, and they don't want to do that. But unfortunately, you have to do it because your business critical applications are running on that particular server, and there are pain points, because when you acquire these things, they are specifically built for some kind of environment where you have to put AC. Then you need to have management people who can manage that particular switch or that particular computing or that particular storage. What happens if anything goes wrong with that particular thing? You have to build redundancy. You have to put all those things. Now Dell has, as I told you, has developed a product specifically for customers who are SMB or any customer who is big but wants to have a local application for that particular remote branch office, any government, any small scale industry, anybody. So this is one product which I was talking about, this Dell VRTX product. And so this is, when we talk about a computing power, you can put 4 nodes of dual socket server. When I am talking about dual socket, it's not entry level, it's Intel E526 series and also Intel E524 series Sandy Bridge processors. Dual can scale up to 24 DIMMs. So you can think about the memory scalability in this. You have an option of attached storage in this, where you can scale up to 48 terabyte of storage. You can have and this chassis is only 5U. You can have rack or tower, both orientation. If your office you don't have rack, there is no need to worry about it. It's perfectly. If the worry is about the scalability of this solution, you don't have to worry. It has got 8 PCIe slots. So this is what I am telling you. For building a data center, you need these many things. I am telling you, I showed you the picture, remove that picture, put this product. It has got networking, it has got computing, and computing means I am not talking about anything which is entry level. It's a mid-range, high-end server. You have storage space available in this particular thing. Best part is single pane of management. Main pain point comes for anybody when it comes to managing different environments, a server differently, networking differently, storage differently. You have 3 different vendors. You have introduced X in computing. You have bought Y for your networking and Z for your storage, because those are big names in those particular industry. But now you have to manage it, and all these will have different management tools for performing your daily task. Moving your data from one RAID group to other, creating new additional RAID group, creating VLANs on the switch, then on computing, on server, deploying applications. All these things will need different skills, different software. To eliminate these things, we have integrated everything. It is controlled by chassis management controller, which will have its own console. You can manage your nodes, server nodes, networking, as well as storage from this. If you want to create a volume for a particular server, you want to allocate some space, you can do that. There is no issues in terms of expandability. If you want to add graphics, suppose any customers have some application wherein he is telling he wants to run graphical application, he wants to add more graphic card. It has got 8 PCI slot available. With iDRAC is the enterprise management suite. It's iDRAG is something wherein you can remotely log into the server. Suppose you are sitting at your head office, you want to log into the server, you can do it remotely. When I'm talking about logging, it's agentless monitoring, agentless logging. You don't need any agent for logging into that particular server. You just need to power on that server, switch on the power it on, put the network cable. If it has you have a DHCP server or a networking, it will take IP from there, and you can start login and you can start performing all your tasks. It's that easy. There is no agent required. You will get a GUI for managing that remotely. You will have Open Manage Essentials. This is a suite from Dell for managing the server. So today, what you are doing, if suppose your server, you have to reconfigure the server. What do? You go and try finding out the CDs for drivers. For you have network driver, you have HBA driver, different drivers for different things. And if you don't get that, you have to go download it and then probably install it. I'm telling you, I'm giving you a life cycle controller. This is a solution from Dell which sits on the server, wherein you will get a dedicated space, load your software, you will have all your drivers. Suppose today you are upgrading your BIOS and your system starts performing, it's not performing as per your expectation. You want to roll back. In general scenario, you cannot do that. Here, you will have a lifecycle controller, which is a dedicated SD card sitting on your server. You can anytime roll back to your older BIOS. Today, if you want to replace your NIC, and you would have done some kind of that NIC is connected to LAN, that NIC is connected to probably iSCSI storage, and you want to, and your NIC has failed. You are removing it. It's very, very tedious task if you have to reconfigure everything again. Wherein I am telling you, just replace it, replace the NIC with the new NIC, and apply the settings of lifecycle controller, the older NIC to this NIC, and it will take it. It's up and running. It's that easy. So Dell has invested hugely when we talk about all the management features comes bundled with the server. As our GM rightly said, we have a R&D center in India, and all our servers management features are getting, all the research and development happens in India in Bangalore office. It's globally rollout products are getting research and developed in India, Bangalore office. Any questions? Now these are the scenario which I have already told you. This product is basically built for a remote and branch office, for any SMB segment, government if they want, any small business, retail, because they will have multiple retail chains and probably they will need computing power at that particular retail. Any education segment, you can say. Okay. Now that was one product which was basically meant for SMB market. You have everything in there. I would recommend you to call your Dell representative if you need any more information. I am there. If you need any information regarding this product, I am ready to share. Then we have like I told you, we develop all kind of server. We are one of the leading market share when we talk about server. This is our Dell portfolio. Right from tower chassis, you will get entry level T110 to T320, T420 to T620. These are like different versions of server. So why these many models of servers are there? I will not go through the models, just I will explain you. All servers are built for some mission critical or some application, some focus in mind. When I am talking about our R520 or R620 servers, so what is the difference? You both are having same motherboard. What difference you are bringing? So it is custom made as per the customer. It's like you need more hard drive space in your server, you'll go for one model. You have less rack space in your data center, you'll go for one model wherein you are looking for hard drive as well as computing. So these are built for that. So when I'm talking about rack server, our rack server are complete with right from R210 to which is there. Then that's entry level single socket server. Then you have R320 That's a mid-range single socket with E524 series processor, 8 DIMM slots. Then you have R420, 520 and 720. Then 720 is the mainstream server with dual socket, 24 DIMM slots. You have R820 for virtualization. It's a quad socket, 4 socket processor and 48 DIMM slots. For high-end virtualized environment to use this. And then R920. Then we have blades. Blades are basically for your dense computing environment where you have a space crunch and you are looking for your application needs more and more computing power. In those scenarios, customer prefer go for a blade. So when we talk about blades, we have Intel and AMD both offerings in rack space. In blades, we have only one offering on AMD, but we have mix and match of Intel and AMD offering. Please do let me know if you have any questions on this, or there is anything you want to ask on this particular thing. Now we talk about our Dell storage portfolio. Dell storage portfolio, Dell acquired multiple companies and integrated that into our solution story when we talk about. So we have acquired a company called Compellent, which is our enterprise class SAN storage. Acquired a company called Ecologic, which is iSCSI, again enterprise class SAN storage. Compellent can support multiple protocols. You talk about fiber channel, you talk about iSCSI. Today, you talk about any technology which is today available. Tomorrow, if suppose 40 gig comes in, it's still it will support that particular thing. It can scale up to petabytes of storage. Again, Ecologic is a scale out architecture, supports iSCSI in 1 gig and 10 gig. Then we have our PowerVault MD series of storage, which can scale up to 192 hard drives. When we talk about storage, all kind of redundancy are built in terms of controller, power supplies, and redundancy in port level redundancy and hard drive, everything, all is redundant. Then comes our backup. We acquired multiple companies, and we integrated that in our product portfolio. We have a backup appliance called DR4100. It's DDU plus backup. So today, if you are backing up your data daily, if it is taking 1 GB of data, 2 GB of data, you're backing up daily. If you use this appliance, this works as your tape. First thing is your backup becomes faster, your backup window shrinks, your recovery time is very, very less. Second thing, you need much more lesser space to store big data, much amount of data, because it does deduplication and compression. File level, you will get 1:30. These kind of ratios you will get. Then we have our object storage platform, which is basically for storing your objects, archiving solution for suppose medical imaging. The hospital has to keep the information of the patient as a compliance for 7 years or 10 years. In those cases, this product portfolio. Then I told you we have acquired a company called Force10, which we integrated in our networking portfolio, and we have multiple offerings right from access layer switch to a top of the rack to a data center core switch. When we talk about, we have some offering wherein I can give you a 40 gig 48 ports in a single 2U space. This kind of 40 gig switch port, you can think about the throughput. You don't need to buy a chassis based switch. So these kind of offerings. I have all kind of offering. Plus on top of it, you have only one management software, Open Manage Essentials, to manage it. Again, one more differentiator I will say, when today everybody is talking about virtualization, it can be a VMware, it can be Hyper-V, but what about managing? You have a different console for VMware, vCenter. Now when you have to manage your Dell server, you have to, or any other server, you have to go to their management console and manage it. Where I am telling you, you can integrate your vCenter with our Open Manage, and you can manage our server directly from vCenter. These kind of things are there. So these are the companies which I was talking about, which Dell has acquired and integrated all of them into our solution portfolio. Some of them are not present in India, but we are in process of integrating and giving solutions to the company. Any questions?
How competitive you are for the small scale business?
Okay. So I told you in initial stage, I showed you a product which is a Dell VRTX product. I don't have any competition for that particular product. When we are talking about something, that product we launched keeping in mind small scale industry. So small scale industry, if they are growing, they need some application. ERP can be any application to manage it. Now to run that application, you need computing power. Computing power you need. Now when you are putting a server, you need to have a networking. You have a networking, you have to have a storage so that you can store your critical data. Now when you store your critical data, you have three different components sitting at your place. Managing three different components, you will need different skills. Computing will have one, networking probably you will look for somebody who is good in networking, then storage will have another skill. Now I am giving you a product wherein you can put all of these components in a 5U chassis in a tower format, wherein you don't need a data center at all. In your office you can put this and your business is up and running. You have networking, layer 2 capabilities, you have storage, you have computing power. All these can be managed from a single console, which is a GUI, a simple GUI. If anybody sees that, it's like using your Windows PC. It's as simple as that. You can do anything. Best thing, you are traveling, you are in US or you are anywhere, you can log into your server remotely and do whatever task you want to perform. So I
Very competitive with other in the market. Oh, so you will get the best value for money to buy a product, right? You can just put it. I'm not saying they're cheap, but you get the best value for money to buy a product. Yeah, that's a good thing. Do you have any case study in particular company like how?
So if I say we have multiple customers who have accepted this product, we are using it in environment, and I can share you, if you want, I can share you number of customers names who are using this particular product.
I just want to understand that case study, how can that be implemented in particular environment or in particular company for improving productivity, networking.
Okay, so that's how I have given you an example. When I am giving you a 5U chassis, which is rack mountable 5U, or it's a tower oriented. You get a storage space there. You are getting computing power.
No, you want okay, let me explain. So you're talking about specific to Vertex?
You can specify industry.
Okay. On Vertex, the case, you want to talk about in the cases that we have sold Vertex to?
Yeah, there are many.
I am saying that there is a simple term that I have two offices. I have retail space. So how is your things will work in terms of application? I'm not talking anything about hardware.
Yeah, so it depends on what applications you're running. So like you said, let me break down into two parts, right? There are hardwares that you'll need for running your application, and then there are services which are required to run your applications. So depending on what applications that you have, we can give you the application services. If you want to migrate or if you just want to have solutions for your retail environment, we can help build that solutions for you. It can get customized. So depending on the industries that you are in, like if you're asking for case studies, I can give you banking solutions that we have with banks like HDFC, we have with corporate banks. If you're talking about manufacturing, we can talk to you about Usha. There are companies of different scale, the large corporates or small cases, depending on which industry that you are in. Right? There's a manufacturing industry, banking, services. We can give you specific case studies on specific problems that you want to solve. So we have close to about 100 case studies which are documented with us, which our customers have agreed that we can share with other customers. So we can share that with you. Okay, so if you can specify, if it's just a branch applications.
Okay, I will give you an example. One of my customers, which is a cooperative bank, they came to me asking for a computing resource for that particular one branch. They wanted a kind of data center for their particular branch. I asked them what is the application, how much transaction you are going to do. They had certain applications which I can say, and the computing power was not much more required, but the storage was much more required, where they wanted to maintain the data for longer time at that particular branch. So storage capacity required was high, and they didn't had space allocated for data center for that particular environment. Now when I showed them this product, they were, they were thrilled. It was like, I got some product wherein I don't need to think about building a data center at my branch office wherein I don't have that many transactions to take place. Then I will have all the resources which is required. You talk about computing, you talk about networking, you talk about storage. Best part is I don't have to worry about managing this. Somebody sitting at my head office can manage that particular server. Do a daily task of upgrading BIOS or upgrading firmware, anything. He can do it from remotely from his, central branch. You don't need, there is a single tool, chassis management controller, there is a single OpenMesh Essentials which require to manage all these things. Now, given the scenario, if this product was not there, I would have given him 3 different products which he has to manage. First thing, those products are data center oriented products which are built for something like, which needs more cooling. It cannot work beyond 35 degree. What if, your temperature crosses 35 degree? That server which will shut down. Think about that particular scenario, wherein I am telling you, I am giving you a solution in a 5U table, you put in your office table, you put that particular, solution, you work your enterprise application, it will work perfectly fine. Multiple customers are adopted it, banks, and when we talk about industry in Mumbai, I can say we have a customer across verticals. When we talk about media, I can take some names like Z, 10 Sports Channel runs on Dell, particular Dell platform. You talk about Yashraj Films, completely on Dell. You talk about UFO movies who do digital distribution. We have done the digital distribution for that particular thing. We are, part of the product. They are using our server for those things. You talk about bank, any of the large corporate banks, ICICI, SDFC, any of the big banks, they use Dell hardware. And banks are like, they run mission critical application. Those are like things. You talk about manufacturing industry, we have multiple examples for that as well. So you tell us if you need case studies, I can share you one-to-one. There is no issues. And there is any specific concern, do let me know. I'll resolve it.
What we can also do is we can connect you to our customers, right? That way, rather than you hearing from us, you could talk to them directly, and you could get a feel from on the solutions that they're experiencing. Do you have anything else, or should we just any other questions that you have that we can help clarify? If not, can I just request two of my colleagues, Anurag and Shishir. Just want to introduce them. Anurag leads the sales for the small business across the country. He's based out of Delhi. Shishir is based out of Mumbai. He takes care of Mumbai, Thane, Pune, right, and Goa. So they are available here. He will distribute his cards. You can contact them. What we can facilitate, the whole idea here was not to give too much of technology, just to give you, I would say if you can take away 3 things from this discussion today. One is that we are focused on small business. Second, we talked about a lot of solutions which are large business, but just keep in mind, we have a lot of solutions for small business, not proprietary. So as you scale up, you can think of businesses on solutions from Dell so that you can take it in a modular format without having to invest anything big money upfront. And third is that you have local resources which you can leverage to find solutions, right? So that's the key message that I would request. With that, I would also request Mr. Kambet if you can just come. I would like you to say some concluding remarks, and also like to facilitate you.
Am I a fit person to give the concluding remarks? I mean, the person who has been in this field for a long time and they can say something about it. But what I have understood from here, what I have seen over here, I mean, a lot of services are available from you, and you have done a lot of technical, advancement on many of these things, and I think I'm impressed by that. And actually, Mr. Sonode must have told you that we are planning to have one more, laptop. So we'll be just looking for that, and if possible, I want to buy for myself. So let me see, if I can do something, because I'm impressed. So I just want to say that excellent work, and because what I'm more concerned is that after sales, you are going to give the service. That is more important.
Oh, that you may not worry.
So no, that is why, you see, I mean, the service is important. One time you sell it and then you forget. It is not that, I mean, after that you are going to give the service. That's a good thing. I appreciate that. And I think that those who are here, they will feel that, I mean, yes, the Dell is a product we should probably think of if they have any time to purchase anything. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I request all of you to just have a look at the demo of the products and then we'll be open for dinner. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
I'd like to request all, if you could just fill out the feedback forms that are there in the sales kit. Post that, you can hand it over to us here and then take a return gift as well. Thank you.
Which machine, sir? Alright, so I'll tell you what, sir. So for all the machines, all the other machines, it goes with 3 years. Next business they also have support warranty with pro support. So it simply means 25 hours for 3 years. And in case, as you know, our GM told, if we are not able to resolve it over the phone, we'll have an engineer the next day. All, yeah. Then you can connect this particular device with
So we give it a best pricing, sir. So we take it for you can go more. Sir, my mobile number and recording number is sir. And I'm based out of Bangalore. As per we will. Right. तो सर्वर के लिए सर एनी टाइम दूसरा क्या है हमारा नेटवर्क सॉफ्टवेयर additional units in Kolab. Okay. There will be. So how connect then this? Okay.
So कैसा होता है ये सर्वर है जैसा आपका कोल्हापुर में रहेगा ये नेटवर्क से कनेक्ट होगा उधर लोकल आपको लैन लगाना पड़ेगा अगर उधर 10-12 कंप्यूटर
वायरलेस लैन रहता है क्या?
वायरलेस भी है तो वो बहुत ठीक है बट आपको जैसे ये आपका हो गया यहाँ पर आपका एप्लीकेशन रन कर रहा है ना ऊपर 10 मशीन है जो जिसको उस सर्वर पर कनेक्ट करके इंफॉर्मेशन लेना है आपको मशीन पहले तो सर्वर लेना पड़ेगा उसके पीछे स्विच आएगा कोर स्विच ऐसा होगा जो कि आपके सर्वर और क्लाइंट से कनेक्ट होगा आपके क्लाइंट तो स्विच पर कनेक्ट होंगे वहाँ से उसके थ्रू वो सर्वर को एक्सेस करेंगे जो कोर स्विच होगा वो फायरवॉल से कनेक्ट होगा आउटसाइड फायरवॉल विल गेट टर्मिनेट टू द इंटरनेट कनेक्शन जिस जो भी आपका एस पी होगा वो फायरवॉल पे कनेक्ट होगा तो ऐसे आपको कम्युनिकेशन
What side of
different sizings can you run? Their sizing is the minimum size. Actually, our data view required will be more bigger unit.